What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. Just finished up this no heat call on a wall hung combi with a runaway heat on the second floor. Pretty good video. I broke out the torch, which you hardly ever see on this channel, but don't worry, I still use the Pro Press. Check out this video. Let me get your thoughts and feedback in the comment section down below. And make sure you smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let's go! So we got a White Rogers Emerson non-programmable thermostat. Yes. 75 up here, and the heat is on. Let's feel the heat. Is there heat in the bathroom? Yes. She's not hot, but she's putting out some heat. All right, let's go find the boiler. Wow, that's a nice boiler closet. Wow. Very, very nice boiler closet. I was expecting this to be something like right here, and I got to stand here and work on it, but wow, very nice. Okay. Well, you got these old, I wouldn't say old school, but you got the Honeywell zone valves that you don't normally ever see. Oh. Wow. Okay. That, with the wired terminals, you never, ever see that here. This, I'm going to be honest with you, this is the first time that I've seen Honeywell zone valves in person that have the wired terminals on them. Really? Yeah. Wow. That's impressive. Okay. So we have zone 1. Right. Do we know what that is?
Here. I have the back room. That's
zone 1 is the back room. Zone 2 is main floor. Zone 3 is upstairs. Right. So this is that back room that you spoke about. Right. Zone 2 is that main floor. Mm-hmm. And zone 3...
that's the one.
Is the issue with the heat, runaway heat on the second floor. Right. So we have no resistance on this lever, and this is the lever to manually open the valve. Mm-hmm. And if we go to another one, there's resistance there. And if I wanted to open this, oh, this one doesn't really want to be cool. They're different. And I can manually hold it open. And this one is also. So right now, it thinks the thermostat is calling. The valve is open, but our wall-hung tankless combi is not running. And it's at 67 degrees. The circulator also is not running. And they are having this on the return. And this is a supply. So it sounds to me like you got a bad zone valve. Okay. You got a bad zone valve, and we're gonna confirm that, but we'll have to disconnect the wire at the box right here. Let me get my tool bag and we'll figure this out. With this zone valve, like I said, it's not, I've never seen this one in person before. Right. I have the Honeywell zone valves that everyone else has, right? So if you need to replace a zone valve, we're going to have to really replace the zone valve. So we'll cross that bridge in a few minutes, but let me just make sure that this is actually the problem. All right, we got this Taco ZVC43. This is a switching relay for zone valves. In case you guys don't know how to wire in zone valves with just a transformer, Taco and a few other manufacturers make this thing right here. So here's zone 1, here's zone 2, here's zone 3. Even though this is line voltage wiring, looks like 12 or 14 gauge, does not necessarily mean it's carrying line voltage. They probably did an oil to gas conversion here years ago, and they kept the wire and it conveniently went right there. So the only light is the power light, everything else is off, but that zone 3 is actively open. Let's take a peek inside if we can. And let's take a closer look right there. We don't see that many of these. So up on the top there is our end switch. This is our motor. And we have our TTs or end switch wiring and our 24 volts in common at the bottom. So this zone valve is kaput. And if I'm not mistaken, you should be able to take this off. But let's close that valve. And let's close this valve and isolate it completely. And I'm pretty sure there's a way of taking this off. And yeah, there it is. There's a little lever right there, a little retention clip. See that bad boy right there? Let's see if we can pull that out. I'm pretty sure we gotta pull it out or push it in. Yeah, maybe it's like that. There we go. Quite simple. But in order to replace the zone valve, when we normally place just the head, we have to replace the entire body as well. So that circulator is running for that zone, you see? There's no resistance. So now this is calling, this is that main zone. So we need to replace your zone valve body.
You want me to turn this off?
No, not at all. Okay. We have an isolation valve before, we have an isolation valve after. We could just cut this, sweat a new one on, get the torch out, do some Mikey soldering today.
Okay.
Yeah, not too shabby, huh? All right, I got my new zone valve there. I got a bucket, got a hose, I got my PEX cutter. We have an isolation valve before the zone valve we have to remove, and after. I am going to pray that I have, it's okay, that I have enough skills to take out that sweat fitting adapter that transitions to PEX. I don't have anything in the truck that will work. Actually, I think I do. I'd have to put on a male adaptment, whatever. Let's just cut this. Let's stop talking. Get the show on the road. I charge by the hour. Okay. Not too shabby. Let's, I'm gonna break off that crimp ring, and then we're gonna try to sweat out that fitting. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. How does this, oh, there's a retention ring there. Look at that. See that little retention ring right there? If I take that retention ring out, I can take the whole valve out. See that little ring there? I'm gonna show you. All right, so I'm gonna try to grab that ring, which I really don't want to cooperate here. I gotta get something pointy. I've been fighting with that ring, that retention ring right there, for a hot minute, and it ain't coming out. So I'm gonna try to break off the crimp ring here, and then try to sweat off that adapter. That crimp ring is gone. Let's see if I can just slice into this a little bit. And we're gonna try to sweat off that adapter. Okay. All right. Get torch. All right, I got the torch out right now. I'm gonna try to boil off the water that's there. I don't know if it's gonna be cooperative. I really wanted to take out that retention ring that's holding on this whole body, but she's not budging. So right now, I am just heating up the body of the zone valve, boiling the water that's there and it evaporating away, because I need to take out this adapter. If it cooperates, I'm going to reuse this adapter. If it doesn't, we have plan B. Always got to have a plan B. And if you notice, I am doing the top first instead of taking it off. If I take this off, then I'm going to have to hold back with something. Right now I'm holding back with the actual pipe it's connected to. So now you can see it's starting to get a little liquefied there. And I'm going to try to put this camera somewhere and show you how I'm going to take it off. Yeah. If you start seeing stuttering around like that, that's usually an indication that it's ready to go. Alright, it's starting to get out of the fitting. Not yet. don't think we're going to get lucky here taking this out. Just saying. Just saying. The wife was complaining that the bill's too cheap. It just went up. It ain't coming out. That. There it is. See that? Got it out. So we needed this piece. We needed this piece because I don't have one in the truck. Okay. And I still may end up going with plan B, but the piece is out. All right, I used my torch and I sweat off the body from the nipple coming out of the ball valve. Now I'm just going to heat this up. I got a rag ready to go. We're going to wipe that off, and then I'm going to clean it with some emery paper, scratchy paper, flux it, and put the zone valve on. Alright, now we gotta clean her up. Alright, so for ease of serviceability, I churned the body and the zone actuator 90 degrees, so now instead of pointing straight out like these are, it's going to be pointing that way. This return line is smacking the way of it anyway, so whatever. I guess this is maybe poor planning on behalf of the original installer, but nonetheless, even if you have to change the head of the Honeywell super vent, the air eliminator here, you'll still be able to service this. Worst case scenario, take the valve off, but not really a big deal. So I'm going to sweat on the bottom first, and then we're going to hit up the top, and I may have to finagle something here, but maybe we'll use a coupling here and extend that, but we'll cross that bridge in a few minutes. All right, I just hit up the bottom of this zone valve body, and I am just going to wipe it down with the rag, remove the flux, otherwise in a few weeks it's going to all be green. So wipe it off with a damp rag. Even though this rag is dirty, it's still kind of damp from all the WD-40 that we applied to this thing. All right, so there that is. Not bad considering I was reusing the existing pipe. That's an existing snot that was there before. All right, and that's all me. All right, but the stuff that's there, that's not me, because you could tell that when I cleaned it with the scratchy paper, you see it didn't get that piece of dirt right behind the snot dripping down. So I know how to, Mikey Pipes knows how to solder. You may not be seeing it that much, but you're going to see it later in a video where we're going to the Eisenhower Park, Nassau County Aquatic Center, and we're going to work on some 2.5-inch copper water lines coming off a Lochinvar copper fin number 2 million BTU natural gas fired pool heater that needs some repairs. So yeah, that'll be later on today, and hopefully I'll be able to make a video on it. Okay, so now I need to go from here to there. Now, if I was a hack, like I see all the time, and you don't have to be licensed or unlicensed, you know, the licensed guys do it just as bad as the unlicensed guys, unfortunately, but I would love to take this, shove it into that, and because it's still hot, it'll probably melt it around it, and it'll be good to go, and it'll probably last for 20 years. Want to try that and save a few bucks by switching your car insurance to Geico?
You need another piece of text?
No, I have. I'm good. Okay. We're going to take that piece that we took out of the old valve and put it in there.
All right.
And then I'm going to adapt from here to there. Okay. But first, I want to make sure I have a 3/4 inch PEX B coupling. And if I don't, we're going to go with plan B. All right. I found the coupling. we're gonna make this work. We don't even need the coupling because I am going to use a, no, I have it. We heat this up, get that bad boy started. All right.
He says, yo, Mike, but because they sent his name and everything.
Yeah. All right, so there is the top part of the zone valve. We are good with that. We're not going to use this. In my truck, I have a 3/4 inch press by PEX B adapter that is not. In the truck, I have a 3/4 inch male by PEX B adapter, and then I'm going to use a 3/4 inch press by female adapter to make that connection. We'll press that in, crimp this in. It sucks. It's 3 joints, 1, 2, and 3 to make this work, but it's what I got, and at least we'll complete the service call in one visit and not have to come back at a later date. All right. There it is. Pray for no leaks. Excellent. All right, I used a 3/4 inch crimp ring on that PEX adapter. And now we're going to focus our attention on the wiring, the last component of this job. We have 4 wires here, which are different colors than we normally have coming out of a Honeywell zone valve. On this new Honeywell zone valve, we have 2 yellow wires and 2 red wires. The 2 red wires are the end switch. And basically all that is a switch. Right now, the switch is not connected, so the circuit is open. If I touch these 2 wires together, the circuit is closed, okay? When the motor is energized, it pushes a little lever, and when that lever reaches its base, which is a little button called the end switch, that button pushes in and it closes the circuit, which is what's connected to these 2 wires. And if these 2 wires were connected to TT, for example, on the boiler, we would have the boiler turn on for that particular zone. Here we have 2 reds, 2 yellows. Yellows are power, which power the motor. Here we have 5 terminals. 1 is not being used. We have TT and TR. Sorry, TH and TR. And we have end switch and end switch. Now, if we follow these 2 wires up and around, you're going to see this right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have yellow, black, green, and red. Now, if we refer to the schematic for this, which may or may not be in the back of it, yes it is, you're going to see a wiring diagram. And if you're going to notice, if we look at the one all the way on the left, zone 3, it's being wired to a 4-wire zone valve. Power open, self-closing. So we have a motor going to 1 and 2, and the end switch is 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is yellow and black. 3 and 4 is red and green. If we follow that back all the way around, right, our red and our green properly marked end switch, which is going to go to our 2 red wires, and the black and the yellow is power. So this right here is power, these TH and TR, end switch, those are the red wires. So we're going to cut these off and wire them to right here. All right. Now, the one thing I really hate about zone valves is at the end of the day, it really looks like duty, right? This looks nice. Okay. We're going to try to maintain that, but I need to go from these 4 wires to this 4 conductor wire. And let's just go like, you know what? Let's just go like that. We're going to strip off some of the wiring here. And I am going to make this look as pretty as possible for this guy, because it's Christmas. And even if it wasn't Christmas, I would do a nice job anyway.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And he's a YouTube subscriber. Subscriber?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, there was a hesitancy there in that response there.
I was trying to figure.
You're trying to figure out if you really were or not.
Yes.
Oh, it's okay. All right. So right now I'm stripping off the plastic insulation off the wires, like that. Okay. And these, like I said, we're gonna try to make this look nice and pretty, but you know it's hard to put lipstick on a pig. But we're gonna put this around. I'm keeping it real. Look, I made you laugh. See? We're gonna put that there. This is gonna go down there like that, and maybe, just maybe, we'll just extend this a little bit, and we'll make this work. So I'm gonna cut these.
Okay.
Right here. Now, if you know, if we were in the 5 boroughs of New York City, this wiring actually needs to be inside conduit or in rat-proof insulation, which is called that MC cable or BX cable.
Right.
Which is this actually, and this. But we are on Long Island, even though so close to the 5 boroughs. Different codes, but nonetheless, not that anyone follows that. I'm using these cool little glorified wire nuts. This is a Wago lever connector. This is their coupling. This is the model 221. And the one thing that a lot of guys don't know about wire nuts is that technically they're designed for single use. Use them once, throw them out. Kind of like a condom. You don't rinse it unless you really get desperate.
No.
But so what's great about these
is,
yeah, exactly. What about these is that I can reuse them over and over and over again. And believe it or not, I've seen these melt when 150 amps of power is going through them.
Really?
That's a lot of power.
Right.
That's how much this will take.
Wow.
Apparently, they're only rated for, I think, about 15 or 40 amps, something like that. But it will start to melt at 150 amps.
Wow.
Most homes where we live have 100 amp of service coming into the house.
Right.
Right? So imagine you had one of these for that, like a much more bigger version, but nah.
Wow.
You know, all right, so here we go. We had, remember what colors was what? It's a good thing you didn't remember.
Black and yellow.
So our end switch is red and green.
Red and green.
So here is red and green there.
Right.
So one red to one red. Lock that in. The other red to the other red. Lock
green.
that in.
Okay.
And now our yellows, which is our our power,
Yellow and black.
that goes into there. And it doesn't matter, I can reverse it because it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And there's that. And then I'm very anal, so you see the little string hanging out here, like a little tampon string? That's cutting. See?
Okay.
So now that will go in the back right there. And that looks much cleaner. It still looks like whatever, but that is a nice clean connection right there.
Right.
Do you agree?
I agree.
Perfect. I'm glad. If not, I would have to work for free. Now, I just need to find the cover. Which, there it is. So here's the cover. We're going to slide that bad boy on right there. And voila.
Voila, yes.
Last but not least, easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. But there's one more thing left to do. Let's test our, see? No resistance. No resistance. 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 No resistance. So this is the only active zone calling. I just had the homeowner inside to turn on the thermostat. And we're going to wait for him to turn that on. And as soon as he does turn that on, thermostat for number 3 is going to light up. And shortly thereafter, zone valve red light is going to come on. Give that a minute. There it is. The thermostat is now calling. And we're going to start to have no resistance in that end switch lever. And as soon as it's confirmed and the end switch is closed, the red light is on. Perfect. Now, there's one more thing that we need to do here to finish up our job and give it a nice professional look. And that is, all right, properly labeled, second floor.
Yes.
This is that first floor main. And this is that rear first floor.
Yes.
And we're heating. All right, so if you want, you can turn off that thermostat or set it to a temperature where you want it to be.
Okay.
And we are done. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you live in the Long Island, New York City metropolitan area, you're tired of getting bamboozled by your HVAC contractor, give me a call, 516-348-6300. This guy right here just got full service from us. We leave no stone unturned. Are you happy?
Yes, I am.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
My man.
Be well. God bless. Stay safe.
You too, buddy.